The last technique we'll talk about are assets owned in joint ownership. And you kind of touched on this talking about deeds that are owned in joint tenancy, just like how you can own real property in joint tenancy. If you own a joint account with someone, that is a joint tenancy. So if you have a joint account with your spouse, maybe you have a joint account with your parent, upon your death, that asset would then become that other person's.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what your will says. It doesn't matter if you have a trust. Nothing matters. All that matters is you owned that asset as joint tenants. And using this as a planning technique is a little sketchy because I'll give you the example, and we see this a lot. Mother owns her home and she only has one child. Why do I need to set up a trust? I'm just going to create a joint tenancy. So mother signs a deed that says, I now transfer this property to mother and daughter as joint tenants. So now they own it together. Okay, so first of all, that transfer is a gift. That's a taxable gift that mother just made to daughter. That has to be declared with the IRS. Secondly, now daughter is a co-owner of this property. And if daughter gets into trouble with creditors, they could come after that property. If daughter gets a divorce, that property is going to be something that the judge is going to take a look at in settling the assets between the spouses. There's a lot of risk there that you're taking on, especially if it's your home that you live in, and you don't want that to be subject to somebody else's bad decisions. So we definitely don't like that. It's just risky. And I'm going to add in here that not only transfers on death do we not like these techniques for most of the time. Most of the time, we don't like these techniques. They're not our preferred technique for transferring property on death. They are less desirable for lifetime incapacity. So we, as estate planners, we have to plan for incapacity as well, not just death. And if you have assets that are not in a trust and you become incapacitated and somebody has to help you access those assets, they're going to be doing that using your power of attorney, which is a valid estate planning technique. Every adult should have one. But we do know that a lot of times financial institutions give people a real hard time with powers of attorney. But we see that our clients' children who go into the financial institution and say, my mom is now incapacitated and I'm the trustee now, much simpler. It's much easier. They are willing to deal with the successor trustee. They might get a little squinty-eyed when looking at a power of attorney. So you're not really doing yourself any favor on the incapacity side by using these techniques.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Absolute Trust Talk Live. If you enjoyed listening in, then don't forget to subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen by searching Absolute Trust Talk. While you're there, we would also love for you to leave us a review. And then why not share your favorite episodes with family, friends, or colleagues too? You can find all of our shows and corresponding show notes by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com. You'll also find a variety of other free resources, including our ebooks, videos, blogs, presentations, and more. If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com/scheduling. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our next live episode. If you join us for the broadcast, you can submit questions during the show. But if not, don't worry. You can always get in touch with us by sending a quick message to info@absolutetrustcounsel.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you soon.